Hello, and welcome to Ink of Fate, a Primal Viking adventure in Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. My name is KJ Potiff. I am the Dungeon Master for this campaign, and I'm excited to play with y'all tonight. Let's, before we jump into the game, let's do a quick round of introductions. Tell me who you are and who you're playing. Let's start with Jay.
Hello, I'm Jay. I'm playing Hap, the Squirrel Beastborn Warlock, who is tons of fun. And just for today, your squirrel fact is a group of squirrels is called a scurry, which I think is what I'm going to call this group of crazy people.
I love that. A scurry? That's
Mm-hmm.
amazing.
Scurry.
Scurry. I love it.
Devil.
Hi, I'm Devil, and I'm playing Northra, very cute ranger. Can't tell by the horns, definitely a tiefling.
Yes. Yeah. Do not ignore the horns. The horns are freaking adorable. Nick.
They're backwards though.
Hi, my name is Nick. I am playing Cull, the Grim Fighter.
And Joanna.
Hello, I am Joanna. I am playing Odrune, the reluctant elf-like barbarian.
Yes, who does not need to eat, sleep, or drink.
Okay, fine. Yeah, at this point we've kind of revealed that they're Wicker, so I should probably just say Wicker. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. You can say Wicker.
Yeah, all right. They're Wicker.
Yeah. But you are the kind of Wicker that like doesn't immediately appear to be like non-humanoid.
I am the Watcher Wicker.
Yeah, just like a weird-looking elf. All right. So, little bit about the campaign and the world that it is set in. Ink of Fate is based on the module by Arcanum Worlds called Raiders of the Serpent Sea. It is Viking inspired, though not necessarily Viking historical accurate, as much as I may go down the history research rabbit hole to find out what Vikings eat and what kind of fried bread they might have. Spoiler alert, it's none. They just eat regular bread, sometimes with honey. The setting is called Grimnir. Grimnir is a cold, unforgiving, primal land ruled by the gods known as the Stone Court. This world is entering its third year of winter due to unknown circumstances. And these adventurers have some kind of fate, some kind of destiny, which is sometimes indicated by the tattoos that they have on their wrists. So, part of this culture is they get these tattoos that relate to their fate and their destiny that point them in a little direction they might want to go. So we certainly had some interesting revelations last time. Let's talk about that. So last session, you all arrived in the town of Nowhere without a ship. You lost your ship to the War Clan, who seem to have some kind of connection to this mysterious, mystical creature from hell known as a wolf, whatever that thing is. Sure seems real spooky. But
Yeah,
you
scary.
lost your ship to them. Yeah, super scary. Which, frankly, I do want to keep re-emphasizing. Like, the idea of a wolf, if you've never seen a wolf, is absolutely terrifying. It looks like a weird, long-legged cryptid thing with way too pointed features. It does not look natural.
Especially if we go
Cute
with
at
like
the same
primal
time, though.
historical wolves, they're like huge.
Yeah, absolutely massive. You have some friends along your travels with you. You have Hrolf, the raider of who knows how many raids. You have Siobhan, the mysterious young lady that you rescued from the tower, who came to Grimnir from somewhere else due to unknown causes. And some other, random raiders that we don't really care about as much.
Hey!
So you arrived in Nowhere, you asked around at the raid halls, you got some information about things that might be going on in town, some possible opportunities for acquiring a ship, though not necessarily by purchasing it in full. Raiders are known for earning glory and challenging each other in contests and competitions, today is the Feast of Serpents. So, certainly many opportunities for goading someone into such competitions. Your morning started by going to see Kinnigan, the rune thrower, who also happens to be a Wicker person. He shared some very cryptic information with all of you, told you that Siobhan is very important, but he still doesn't know why. And you all are kind of left to just sit with that information. By the way, we are sad that we are missing Elizabeth tonight. So her character Ada, we're saying that she is feeling exhausted and she is separated from the group to go back to the tavern to rest up in one of the rooms that you all rented. So she's already separated from the group. So we're going to transition into the town. You're still in the forest. By the way, the past couple weeks, when I go back and listen to the VODs, it sounds like the music is really quiet. I don't know if it's like something on my end or what's going on, but I'm gonna try to just like speak over the music, just to make sure it's still loud enough for people to hear it. If it ends up being too loud, let me know and I'll turn it down, but I'm trying to at least have it a couple notches up from where it was before. So feel free to comment on how the audio is sounding. So you all are just outside the clearing where Kinnigan was completing the rune throwing. Hrolf and Siobhan are with you, and you are able to discuss what your plans are for the day.
Well, I still want to see that dock manager to see if that enemy ship stopped by, so that we can meet them. Of course. Just meet them.
I think we also wanted to see the dock master about possibly that ship that somebody commissioned and never picked up.
Oh, right. Yeah, that too.
There was that one. There was also somebody else we might be able to...
Yeah, that would be the shipbuilders, by the way.
Oh, the shipbuilder. Well, but I bet the shipmaster would show us where the shipbuilders are.
And then attending the Festival of Serpents.
Yes, and possibly even, winning a ship off somebody. Hap, if you're feeling competitive today.
You know, there's many ways to win a ship. Steal it, win it, get them drunk, and then sail off. You know, whichever comes up.
True, but do remember that Ada wants to be able to return here at some point. She does live here.
Sure.
I'm
Sure.
saying.
Hrolf kind of like leans in because Hrolf has been hanging back, but now he leans in and he's like, well, if there's one thing I know, one is this Feast of Serpents is a great chance to get people in a competitive mood, but I think the thing that will help your chances the most is get as much information as you can on whichever captain you want to challenge. You could get information on all three of them if you want, to be honest, and leave your options open. But I cannot stress enough. People don't like to be just randomly goaded by strangers and say, hey, if I beat you in a drinking contest, you owe me your ship. So the more dirt, scum you have on them, the more skeletons you can haul up. That will definitely help your odds. Now, one other thing I do want to kind of bring up. So you all are still on board with getting Siobhan to the Volve and all that, right? Because I know that this was a bit more dangerous than you anticipated, so I wouldn't entirely judge you too much if you wanted to quit now, but I just wanted to see if we were all on the same page with that.
I mean, as long as she's okay with it. Siobhan, is that something you'd want?
Well, can't exactly get back home. I don't know. I kind of like this place. It's a lot of interesting folk that we're already running into. things were a little boring back home, especially with my folks after they left me the farm. I kind of want to go on some adventures. I'll be real honest with you.
All right. I wasn't gonna drag you, so I just wanted to make sure that that was something you wanted.
Yeah, I've never been on a long ship before, so that'll be exciting.
They have long ships where you came from.
Well, not as such. Biggest thing I ever rode in is a little 2-person canoe.
Well, stick with me and maybe we can get that Naddle ship. That crew is probably gonna be easy to get to. What we've learned about them is anything to go by. Though I am interested in that Viper group. They were so nice the other day. They believed every word I said.
I'm not sure if that
Gotta
was them
love
being
that.
nice or if that was just them being stupid.
Nice has many meanings.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So, shipmaster?
Sounds good.
Shipmaster or dock manager? Which one are we doing for?
You could always split up.
How would we do
True.
that?
Ralph, you make
Nah.
such fun jokes.
I know. Look, I know when you're like in dangerous, perilous situations, then you would definitely want to keep your party together and never split said party, so to speak. But we're in a really harmless town, and I feel very, very confident that there's not going to be anything that's dangerous enough for us to need to stick completely together. I'm just saying.
That's exactly when the dangerous things happen. When you least expect it.
I will follow your lead on that.
Perfect. I vote we go see that Cellophane, dock manager. I'll get it right by the time I see him. I'm sure.
Would anybody be opposed to me possibly going and seeing if I could hunt down some information on the which ship did you want me to look up? Was it the Naddle?
The Naddle?
Well, I mean, if we're looking at the winner's ship, they're probably the easiest to.
At least to get a chance at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so just to recap the 3 ships that you heard about, one of them is the Raven ship, captained by Had of the Naddle clan. One is the ship of Vipers, captained by Lurks. And the third one is called the Grey, and the captain for that one is called Sephi.
Now, I did hear something about Lurks, though.
Are these ships, do we know if they'd all be about the same size? Do we know if they'd be the same quality? Do we know anything about these clans in terms of that? Like, do they clean up
Not
after
yet.
themselves? Okay. I just thought I'd ask.
Information just yet. Fair.
Okay.
And I do have answers, just not in this exact moment.
Gotcha. Alright. Well, I was thinking I might at least go see what I could find out about the Naddle.
But if you do happen to run into those Viper crew again, try to find out more about the person they captured, the one that their captain's currently in love with. That might be useful.
Did they capture her? I thought they were in some other port.
No, apparently, from what I've heard last night, that captain of theirs, Lurk, had captured a person from some outpost somewhere, and now they're in love. Can you believe that?
Oh, I thought it was from an outpost they captured.
They
Yeah,
captured a
captured the
person
outpost.
and a person from the outpost.
Well, you would know, like, in raiding, like, just as raiders, when you, like, capture an outpost, you claim it on behalf of your clan, you're responsible for it, you have authority over it, but it's not like you've enslaved the entire population, necessarily. It's not like you've, like,
They're just
stolen...
very nice thralls.
Alright,
Not every
I
clan
will
does
ask
that.
either
Some of them
way.
do.
We'll ask them about the love
Also,
interest.
I'm saying
and
that could be
speaking of...
cool.
Yeah, and speaking of the thralls thing, for the most part, most of the times you've run into somebody who was a thrall, it was because either somebody killed their parents in battle, so they used it as a form of adoption, or there was some kind of like indentured servitude, like compensation deal, where like somebody had been wronged, and the way to fix it was to have so many years of being somebody's thrall. Um, so yeah, the capturing and taking whole towns as thralls is less common.
Maybe.
Apparently,
we
if
can
we ever
find out who this
capture a
love
town,
is.
Hap wants to have a few thralls.
So, as you leave the woods and make your way back into the town proper, let's change this to like jaunty, like middle of town stuff. Let's
So
get
where
some
you also
people.
catch up with me since I ran out of the forest last time.
That's true.
You did.
Oh yeah, what's Northra? What do we see when the rest of the group catches up with Northra?
Hey, he is up against the tree, probably banging her head a little bit, cursing.
That good, huh?
Mm.
Northra, you feeling up to a couple of errands today to get your mind off things?
Yeah, it's better than remembering my past. Sure.
Yeah, let's look at that. Look at the future. Find something to sail off in.
Works for me.
All right, these
So,
these two are going. Two at least. I know about. Well, okay, I should say. Hap wants to go to the harbor. I was gonna go see if I could find some information about the Nattle. Maybe check out, see if I could find where they're at. So, you're welcome to come with either of us.
I want to see if my little flag can get us into that one special place above the captain's.
Yeah, if you make Froth look good enough to get in there, I approve. That might be where we find the most information.
It's
Very
possible.
true.
I think Frothier needs a makeover. Make him look like a respectable captain.
Does he
And
need a
get
big
in there.
hat?
Excuse me? I am missing an eye. What is not respectable about that?
You need a big hat with a big feather off the top. Isn't that what's supposed to make them look really fancy?
Well then, Rolf, why don't you tell us how to get in there?
Ah, yes, Rolf. Tell us how you get in there.
Okay, so first off, you don't want to be fancy. You want to be powerful and battle scarred, which I have in spades. So, next thing you're gonna want is somebody who knows the password to get in. If you don't have the password, it's much harder to get any kind of invitation in there. They're very private. So, we can always ask around. I think that hall is on the other side of the river. So if anybody wants to accompany me around there, I'm sure we could ask around and see who might be able to help us get an introduction of sorts.
I'm gonna try the flag first. Hap, can I have the flag, please?
App is very reluctantly gonna give you the powerful flag. And I give it to
Thank you.
Yes. The purple flag indicating that your ship that you no longer have is under the protection of the Volve. So yeah, definitely some information that would be helpful. All right.
I'm gonna
So
use it as
what
a,
is?
hey, we have special business here. Listen.
All right. So as you all get to the edge of town, just before you're ready to split up, that you see all of the dozens of wooden homes that are all like clustered right alongside the river. The dirt roads are beaten down from generations of boots crushing all the lava rock. You get close to the river's edge and you see way down over. Let me ping it. You can see the docks down this way, where there's half a dozen longships, several of which look like they would be appropriately sized for your needs. You would probably want an explorer class longship, which is one of the smaller sizes. You don't exactly need a crew of 50. So, oh my gosh, Northra, you're getting compliments on your cosplay in chat. Thank you.
saw
Thank you,
that!
Night
Wait,
Night.
what?
Hope I said that right. You're getting complimented on your cosplay in chat. It's adorable.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
wasn't
you do see
here,
those ships
yeah.
down the river. Yeah. Now this town is very much a hodgepodge of various species. You see dwarves, elves, a variety of dragonborn, others. And just as you're getting to the thick of the buildings, one figure seems really more out of place than the rest. You see a tiefling woman sitting on the ground. She has light red skin, pointed teeth. She's at this point she's squatting in front of a small hide tent, so like one of those small tents that has furs on it. She has a small campfire burning, and as you are about to pass, she stares at you with her golden eyes. She doesn't get up to greet you or anything, but she looks at you all and says, "Can I have your toenails?"
His hand on his sword.
I feel like this is directed at me because I don't wear shoes somehow.
I don't really have toenails to give, I'm so sorry.
I need mine for climbing trees.
The ship is made from the fingernails, the toenails of all of us. I won't be letting it happen. I won't. Horrifying ship, dead ghouls, gas, zombies, skeletons. Please, I'll pay you a copper for your toenails and your fingernails too, if you have them.
Like the whole nail? The
No,
entire
just the
nail?
trimmings.
I'm sorry,
Just the trimmings. I need to burn them.
What were you saying about a ship being made of nails? Like our toenails?
In my dreams, nightmares, zombies, horrible ship, made out of toenails. Don't want to let it happen. Won't let it happen. Won't.
A ship made out of toenails?
What did this ship look like?
Toenails. Death. Dead. Sailed by the dead. And at the prow, a woman, face half ruined. So many dead ghouls, gas, zombies, skeletons. Can I have your toenails? Fingernails,
No.
toenails, anything.
When did you last have this dream? And how long have you been having it?
Last night, every night.
Every night? How long?
Don't really entirely remember. Since around the time the winters began, my crew, they didn't want to keep me around anymore. Said I unsettled them. But I can't sleep. It's always there.
That makes sense. That's an unsettling dream to be having. Have you perhaps gone and talked to the rune thrower at all about it, or maybe even the Volve? Sounds like something they should know about.
Got to burn the toenails, got to burn the fingernails, got to burn them again, so can't make the ship.
Alright. Well, I tried.
Can I do an insight check to see how Hap thinks she's crazy, but I want to know if she's like crazy or just tired crazy. If that makes
Go ahead and roll an
sense.
insight check, yeah.
Alright.
Nat 20.
It's all downhill from here. It's nat 20, so like how much should I believe this woman about these dreams, or is she just straight up crazy?
You look at her, you see bags under her eyes, you see that she's very unkempt, like she hasn't been taking care of herself. Her hair is kind of lank and greasy. You know, she looks kind of underfed. It looks like somebody who's very sleep deprived and out of a job. the words she's saying sound completely bonkers, but the vibe you're getting from how she's speaking and how she's holding herself, it looks like she's just very, very traumatized.
Yeah. Well, considering that dream, it makes a lot of sense. I'd be traumatized if I had that every night too.
I have an idea. Why don't we try bringing this one with us? Offer them the help with their little goal, so they come with us, and we have an extra crew member.
I mean, we don't even have a boat yet to have a crew for.
We
Not
will
to men-
hope that by the end of the night.
Well, not to mention
Anyway,
the
we will
only
get one.
problem, and I'm saying this quietly away from her. I don't want her to hear me. But the only problem I might have with that, while I understand your perspective, is in this state, will she be much of a help or will she be more of a hindrance?
If we tell her what we're doing is to help her deal with that dream, I'm sure she could be very useful. She can wield a weapon. We can give her a target. Say, their toenails are probably part of our ship. We should get rid of them. Come on, think of
It's a clever idea. What if we just kind of keep it in mind?
it.
I wish Ada was here. They would know how to use that sleep scroll we found for this poor, sad person.
Well, I don't think you have to be a wizard to use just a scroll, do you?
Did Ada use it in her spellbook, though?
She might have taken all the scrolls.
I think she took them on her
Yeah.
person.
Yeah,
So
she's
that's-
probably holding on to it, and wizards can also copy scrolls
That's
into their
what-
spellbook. So, yeah.
True.
So... We do have a healer's kit. Does it have a sleeping draft in it?
We could say there's some chamomile.
Yeah. I don't know how much empathy I feel for this tiefling woman, but pity is there.
And I'm gonna mention that. If she's having these nightmares every night, would we try and put her to sleep just to have the nightmare?
Well, if you put them in a deep enough sleep, nightmares can't go there, right?
No, they still can.
Coma.
I still haven't decided if squirrels dream yet, so I have to get back to you about how much I know about this experience. There's a lot of things I had to figure out about lore. Do Beastborn dream?
Well,
Do squirrels dream?
considering Wicker don't sleep and yet somehow I have nightmares every night.
And somehow it's because they're holding on to my meat.
I know, I ran across that in my head and I'm like, how the fuck does she dream? I'm like,
That is called a daydream. You
You
are.
can have flashbacks.
and yet a daydream that can
flashbacks,
cause
there
me
we go.
up to like 10 points of psychic damage.
I mean, I'm a squirrel person, so why not?
Fair.
But yeah, trances, daydreams, hypnotic self-hypnosis into a weird-like state.
Maybe that's what it is.
The tiefling woman stands up, and she did pass a perception check to overhear you having this
Oh shit.
conversation.
Oh no!
Um,
Oh no!
Look, I can be useful. I can work on a ship. I can row. I can cook a little bit. I can give you information. I can help you gather crew members if you need them. I know
What
people in this town.
information do you have?
Who do you know?
Oh, that was a Call
Anyway.
that.
So
Try saying that a little less threatening. Maybe
Cole has no idea what he said wrong.
it's all right, Call. You just looked a little scary. It's all right. Maybe try smiling.
I'm gonna repeat exactly word for word what Cole said in a different tone of voice. What do you know?
I know some folks in town who are out of work. I could probably convince them to work in your crew. You probably need around 14 total people to run a explorer class longship.
Wow, this is a very smart person.
Is there anybody in town that you wanted to know about specifically?
What do you know
Well.
about the Nattle? Do you know anything about them?
The clan, or I know there's some people here from the clan.
Well, there's a.
that captain.
Mhm.
Had Thornbeard.
Yes. Yeah. What do you know about them?
Not much, but he brags a lot at the mead hall. He often tells a real good story about avenging the death of his brother by killing the former captain of the Raven ship. But I heard him muttering some prayers at the shrines, and he thanked the Stone Court for arranging his brother's death.
So you're saying he didn't actually do it, somebody else did?
Well, or he was just grateful to have his brother gone.
Oh. Interesting. Fascinating.
But he got the ship out of it.
What else do you
Real
know?
young for a ship owner too. He's
True.
young. Barely an adult. He I think he's doing some kind of coming of age test. Needed to earn himself his own ship, complete some raids, run a crew, things like that. He's very loud and rude and spills his drinks everywhere.
That is good to know. Thank you. Actually, Norther, I think you do have the right of it.
I think this one can go and find us the rest we need for a crew too. Oh, what do you guys think?
App will approach her very charmingly with my very cute face, my lovely fluffy tail, very disarming, and just be like, "So, what's your name?"
Egil.
Egil? Well, nice to meet you, Egil. And
Yeah,
you know,
like
we
Fisher's
are
Gill with an E in front of it.
looking for a ship. If you were to pick any ship, I'm just like pointing to the ships like off in the distance. If you were to pick a ship, which one would you pick? Any.
Those over there? Probably that big one with the goat figurehead on it.
Oh, and what ship is that?
I think it's called the Grey.
What do you
And
know
why-
about them?
Why that one?
Oh, it's higher quality, stronger wood, easier to upgrade.
It is that May.
What do you know about ships? You seem to know quite a bit.
I was a raider before my crew left me. Now I'm just here, but I can sail.
Rolf, what do you think? I think we found another crew member.
Certainly will be a benefit to her. I have no objections.
What, you don't think we need some more crew and she can't find them for us?
Oh no, we definitely need more crew. Let's see. Let me tally up who we got. We've got Ada, we've got Siobhan, we've got you four, we've got me, and we've got Erin. Is Erin coming with us on the rest of the
Yes.
trip?
As
Thanks,
far as
Matthew.
I know.
Yes.
Aaron, do you want to come with us?
Is Aaron here?
I don't
He's
know.
hungover somewhere after I made him drink with me and the crew last night.
I don't know if he's here or not, but I thought I'd ask.
He's not here right this second, but
May have pumped him full of drink to make him entertaining last night.
so Erin makes 8, and then if the other, I don't think the other two are interested. They kind of wandered off the second we got to town, and I barely remember their names.
Really? But I really like that bearded one's beard jewelry. They looked so nice.
Okay, well, maybe Egil can re-recruit them and bring them back.
Well,
But Egil makes 9, so we need at least 5 more crew.
I'm gonna show the flag. Egil, go find us some crew members if you can, please. It's important.
Oh, mission for the Wolf?
Yes, and apparently we have some enemies too. So they need to be ready to fight.
Have to be ready to fight. Yes. Yes, must be ready to fight. Can
Before Eagle goes, Cole's gonna lean in and ask the ship, the Grey, what do you know about who sails it?
not much. The captain's name is Sephi. They're Varang, not part of a major clan. That's all I know. I'm sorry. I also hate to ask for something because I know you might not trust me just yet, but I probably need some gold to recruit. Do you have? I can maybe make do with 8 gold.
Can I roll an insight check to see if she's lying?
Sure.
Actually, can I
Or
do it
just-
too?
Yeah.
Just being truthful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I only have 3 gold left,
It's
so
a
I'll
20.
donate up
Dirty
that.
20.
I got a 19.
She
so.
really wants to help.
Okay.
Yeah, she really wants to use it for recruiting.
Yeah.
And she gave you exactly the amount that she thinks she needs.
Well, in our current loot, as I don't say this out loud, as I'm gonna pull somebody off to the side. I don't know. I'll pull Cole off to the side. He's like, okay, so we currently have like about 15 gold and 160 silver, so I think we can spare it. But I'll leave that up to you.
Cole just nods and says, it'll be fine. Give it to her.
Thank you. I'll meet you at the mead hall.
Sounds like a plan. We'll see you later.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome to the crew.
She just keeps like muttering to herself, but she seems like a little more straight back. Her shoulders are up and her chin's a little higher.
Just needed a job.
I think we made her day. Not maybe even her whole month.
I think you made her day because you made us stop and think about it, so good job.
Her day, her week, her month, or even her year.
Possibly her life.
But she gave us another good ship option.
This is true.
Well, we have so many to choose from. I can't decide.
And now
I like
we.
that
ship do I want?
people being able to upgrade, to be honest.
It's true. And now we have another captain to be looking for. Do you want me to?
And it
keep...
has a goat head, right?
Oh, I thought she said gold.
Yeah.
No, the goat.
Goat. I'm sorry. I'm deaf.
What's
Yep, the
up?
Grey has a goat figurehead.
What is the
Goat.
figurehead of the other ones?
The Raven ship has a raven.
Is that an eagle?
Not an eagle. Yeah. No, it's not. It's actually appropriately mascotted. And then the ship of vipers has a snake figurehead.
A gray goat. Well, one out of the 3 has to be weird, I guess. Well, we should at least look at that one abandoned ship. Maybe it was just made just for us.
So here's
Anyway.
my question, then,
Well,
if I may.
start working on it.
I know that we were thinking about the Natal because he sounded like an easy target. Sounds even a little more like an easy target with the little bit of dirt we were able to get from Eagle. Do you want me to keep digging around that one, or do you want me to focus more on the Grey and try to find out about this Captain Steffi?
I am all about digging up stuff. It is my favorite pastime. You never know what you're gonna find if you just keep digging.
So you want me to do both?
If
Just
possible.
like you can about everyone.
Do not ask the squirrel folk if you want to dig. We always encourage it.
So how about you two go look for a boat? You can go digging dirt around. I'm gonna take her off here and get inside with the other captain. Sound good?
Yep. and find that dock manager. Maybe test out some of the wood. See how climbable it is. That might help
I'll
narrow
see.
it down.
You could also, you know how sometimes people will bite the coin. Are you able to tell quality wood if you do a little nibble on it? Does that?
Absolutely.
I kind of thought that might be the case.
I'm just gonna say I have absolutely no idea if I'll be able to do that, but I'm not gonna tell you that.
Of course not.
Absolutely. Of course. Why do you doubt me? You should never doubt me.
I
Make
was
some
not
locations
doubting.
visible.
I was simply curious. I did not know if that was one of your many talents.
I have all the talents, of course. But yes. Yes,
Trust me.
I am especially skilled with identifying all manner of climbable wood.
Oh, okay. So
And the quality of
Odrin's
such.
gonna hold out their finger.
I'm just gonna tap it with my little fingernail here and be like, I still think you're not properly watered.
Yes,
I need to
but
stand out in a good rainstorm at least once.
until I went out in a fucking deluge, Hap.
I know, you're better than before. You gotta say.
I wasn't asking if I was properly watered. I wanted you to tell me about the wood I'm made of.
I was gonna tap. Good wood.
All right.
Very
Paul's
good wood.
just like, this is so funny.
So as you, I did make a couple locations in town a little bit more visible.
Okay.
The shipbuilders are pretty much on your way to just about everything else. Shipbuilders are right here. Yeah, taking them right there. Docks are down here in the bottom left, well, around these ships here. The mead hall, like the tavern that you all are staying at, is here, the Eye of the Storm, and then the raid leaders hall is over here.
Alright, well, I'm still aiming for the docks, but if we're gonna be heading in the direction of the shipbuilders anyway, we can make 2 trips. Very efficient
I'm
like
gonna
that.
cross and go straight for that. Raid leaders. I'm going straight there.
So Odrun and Northra are gonna cross the river to the raid leaders hall area.
Oh,
And
I thought I was gonna be
No,
separate.
Carlton, Northra.
Oh, Cull and Northra.
No, Hrolf.
No,
Perfect. What? Oh, Hrolf.
Hrolf
Just
and
Hrolf
Northra.
and North. Okay. Sorry,
Hrolf
my
doesn't
ears
have a
are just not
choice.
working today.
You're fine.
Okay, so Hrolf and Northra. Okay, so where's Odrun going?
I was gonna go ask around and see just what. I was encouraged by the squirrel to go dig things up, so I'm gonna. So I'm gonna go and dig up whatever I can about the Naddle captain and the captain of the Grey.
Okay.
Not sure where I'd go for that, but
No, that's perfect. Okay, and then Hap and Cull are going to shipbuilders and docks.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, so I'm gonna bounce around between all of you. So, we'll get around to everybody. Let's start with Cull and Hap at the shipbuilders. I'm gonna move your tokens just so I can keep track of where.
I keep forgetting how well qualified we are for this particular task. We can talk about ships and navigation all day, of course.
Okay, and Odrun, I'm gonna put you over here for exploring. Is anybody taking
Where's our
Siobhan with them, or
extra
is she
party
Siobhan
going
could
member
come
back
with
going?
me.
to-
Did.
We let Siobhan do whatever she wants.
yeah, if Siobhan wants to,
She
she
has
can
to-
come with me. I mean, she wants an adventure, so she can learn about all the different types of
Espionage.
adventures you can have.
Perfect.
Espionage.
This is perfect.
That
Each of
works
us have
perfectly
someone
fine.
to be with, so we're not sitting alone.
Buddy buddies. Okay. All right.
You're never alone when you're with
so-
the trees.
For you, maybe.
All right. So, Hap and Cull, you two first. As you get to the shipbuilding area, you're kind of overwhelmed by the smell of wood and tar as you approach this outdoor workshop. There's a little home behind it, kind of adorable. Most of the shipyard has sawhorses, stacks of lumber, There's a few storage sheds. There's 2 longship skeletons that look like they've kind of just been started. You see a 3rd longship that looks almost complete. Just a figurehead and a couple, superficial features are missing. It's resting on sawhorses near where the river curves into their courtyard. Looks almost waterworthy. You see a human man with a mustache and a very tall half-orc that seem to be overseeing the cruise. You see a team that's mostly human elf and a couple of Grimm.
Figurehead, by the way. I'm waiting for a sign about what ship is mine.
What the hell?
There is no figurehead yet on this one.
So
It has not yet been created.
I can make any figurehead I want if I get this
You
one.
can make a squirrel.
I mean, squirrels are the best with wood. Maybe not with swimming. I'm being the exception, of course, because of course I'm great at swimming. Obviously. Let's see. So, looking at this human man and this very tall orc, do either one of them seem more boss-like?
You notice that the human is the only one talking. The half-orc seems to be communicating mainly in Grimm Sign Language to the crew.
And what?
What is he saying? We both
What is
understand
it?
it.
What does the half-orc say?
Oh, it's mostly just instructions like move that lumber over there. Is that ready? How long has that been drying? That kind of thing.
So he's the main guy.
Well, you do hear the human also asking questions, giving orders. He seems to be talking a lot about like numbers, like okay, we got like 3 more packs of lumber here, and we got things over there. We got this thing right here, and we got a sail that needs to be added into that, and we should have that due by the deadline next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
So the crew understands Grimm Sign Language, is what I'm getting, or the teams.
Yes.
Oh man, I didn't realize how common the sign language was. Huh. All right. Well, we gotta toss a coin. Unless you have an opinion of which one to talk to.
Why not both?
Why not both? Okay. Let's go. I'm going to appear very competent. And to do this, I'm just gonna walk up, but I'm also just gonna be like, if I walk by a stack of lumber, I'm just gonna pat it, see the quality of that stack of lumber. You know, just kind of rub my hand over it, do a lot of yes, wood, good wood. Is it good wood? Do I know? Is it actually good wood? I'll lie, but
Make an investigation check.
okay.
I'm sorry, but you guys are crazy. I'm sick of you.
I'm a squirrel for a reason. Wow.
You guys are so funny.
It's decent. Probably not as good as like the best wood you've seen, like the best lumber. But I mean, given you kind of like look out at the nearby forests and they're a little bit sparse, so it looks good like compared to what's available here.
So you're saying it's not as good as O'Drone, but
Of course.
Drune is wicker that does not need water.
doesn't mean they're not wood.
Okay,
Also,
okay.
For making a show of like inspecting the wood, make either a performance check or a persuasion check.
Let's see, where to go with persuasion here. I am going to be using my newfound knowledge of that wood to try to impress if they come over and try to
Yeah.
test me on it. It's like,
Cole's gonna.
yes. Wait, what?
Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Cole's gonna
Yeah,
walk
yeah.
up to Hap and be
Super
like,
convincing.
Cole's gonna act like he doesn't know Hap and be like, excuse me, what type of wood is this?
Good wood. good enough wood. It's not great wood, but it's not bad wood either. That's kind of what it is.
I see.
The human does see you and it definitely approaches, followed a little ways behind by the half-orc. As he comes up to you, he's like, "Oh, you look like a friend who knows their lumber, eh? Oh,
Hey.
nice to meet you. I'm Paran the Ron. I'm the shipbuilder here. This is my husband, Garsh.
Well, Paran, and Garsh.
Paran the Ron.
Naran. This is, looks like a good shipyard here. We're, kind of new to town at the moment, looking to be in the market. Kind of seeing what's available. I see you got one almost built over there.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. We're this is our new explorer class longship. It's actually for sale now. The captain who commissioned it, he never finished payment since he disappeared. Who knows what happened to him?
What?
But we're open to other buyers for sure.
A captain who abandoned his ship? What? What kind of captain
Never
was
heard from him.
this?
Well, that's the thing. You don't go around and pay for most of a ship and then don't finish and take the ship. You just don't leave it like that. But I haven't heard from him and didn't get another coin from him.
Well, I mean, his
No
loss
clue.
is probably my gain, it looks like. He said he's almost finished paying it. Maybe I can take that over for him. That way, no loss to you.
Smile afterwards.
Sorry, I just realized I didn't have the ship price list open and ready to go. And so
Yeah, well, it's heavily discounted anyway. It's fine. I gotta figure out this guy's name. Do you have this name ready anywhere?
What, Pirannaron?
Piranha.
What, Piranha?
Laron.
Laron?
Yeah, Peron, and then the last name is Lron.
Wow,
Oh, yeah,
that was not close at all.
Paran Laron.
Alright.
Okay, found it.
Pirannaron, what a name.
And
Now, we do have to finish. You never finished payment, you see, so we still haven't been paid for a whole ship. So I could sell it to you if you are able to provide 6,500 gold pieces.
that's what he had remaining? What was it originally?
Oh, it was a bit higher than that. It was around 8,000.
She's gonna pay at least a little more? Come on.
Well then, let's think about it. How close is it to being finished?
Oh, it'll take us another 2 days or so to get it all finished up here. Just need to pick out a figurehead for it. If you pay for it, of course, you get to pick it. But it's average quality long ship. So it could handle a couple upgrades later on down the line if you were so interested.
Do you know where that original captain was planning on taking it?
Not a clue.
Who was it? Maybe I encountered them on the way here. We just came up from... Okay, I'm trying to think of a direction, if I should give the honest direction or direction that seems more interesting.
Oh yeah, it was a fella named Golf from the Intercontinent, one of the smaller clans. One I never heard of it before.
What was the name of that clan?
Yeah, you know, I came from that direction, so I might have heard. What was the name?
You know, I can't really remember. Not one of the big ones like Hallharn or Lutan, you know. But you know, one of those little ones where they only got a little outpost or two.
Okay.
Interesting.
Wonder what they were doing over here.
Well, I
Well-
won't be able to hold this for you too much longer if you won't intend to purchase it. I'll probably have another buyer ready to make payment on it by tomorrow, so you'll probably want to make a decision sooner rather than later.
Oh, of course. Is that the only one currently available, or what are any other options? Just to get the full breadth of what you offer here.
Oh yeah, the other two they're a long ways from being finished. We got another 2-3 weeks on those, and it will definitely be a higher price point than this one here.
Mm-hmm. How close is the longship that we're talking about?
You're pretty much like in the shipyard where it's being built, so you could pretty
Yeah.
much go right up to it and touch it if you want.
But like, is it a couple steps away where I could just continue making my show of going up and like hitting it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Instead of like going across the way kind of way.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go up to that ship. I'm just gonna kind of, continue doing my Touchwood show here, which is very legit, obviously. And then I'm gonna turn around and, in Grimm's sign language, ask the husband their opinion of this ship.
Yeah, he signs back. It's decent quality, um, but they're limited by the wood that's available near nowhere. So, um, yeah, he just mentions they wish he had better materials to work with, but it's still reliable.
I'm just gonna continue saying back. It's like, what kind of like wood's in the area? Just like what kind of
What
wood's in the
kind
area?
of wood is in the area?
I am a squirrel. This is totally normal conversation. It's like, what kind of wood are you even using from the area? I'm from across the way. We have different
Okay,
wood.
I know I said I was. I'm just gonna be really frank here as a dungeon master. I've gone pretty far down the Viking historical accuracy rabbit hole. I have not gone far enough to get to which wood do they use and what trees do they use.
I mean, the day I find a ship made out of like ironwood would be quite a day. Everything other than that is just gonna be wood at this point. But I have found the limits of your knowledge. Awesome.
Oh, do you say that out loud though?
No.
Okay.
No. I will say that where I'm from, what wood we have is limited by what is decently far from the... Oh, do I want to say that? I am. I'm going to say that, yeah. So we are limited by the wood that is not too close to the ironwood forest. So I'm just going to be like, from where I'm from, we also have limitations because we don't want to get too close to the ironwood forest unless necessary. I'm completely lying, of course, but they don't need to know that.
Okay. So what are you trying to accomplish with this? Just so I understand.
So I do have like an eventual long-term goal, and there's like stuff I hide, but occasionally I feel people out with that knowledge to kind of gauge reaction, because I do need to one day find a safe place for the special thing I have.
Right.
So every now and then I just feel like I need to like feel out people with that kind of knowledge.
Okay.
And now we're talking about wood, so.
Understood. Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, so they, Paran and Garsh kind of look at each other, and do, kind of a quick subtle sign where you can't, see their hands, just kind of turn to face each other. And then, Paran, says, "Oh, yeah, you're talking about some of those Ironheart trees with the silvery leaves. Yeah, those are really powerful things. That ironwood, spectacular stuff. We used to have a little sapling just outside of town on the south side of the river. But the Linyal Balewind. I'm just gonna say that in a non-accent. Beowilm. She's in charge of the town. She had it cut down. Just one day just chopped it right down. And so, bit of a shame, but you'll get what you can get.
Yeah, it's a shame it couldn't grow large enough before it was useful. I mean, surely, what's the danger of one sapling instead of a whole forest?
Oh, you can't be too careful with those ironheart trees. They'll sneak up on you for sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna turn back to this ship and just keep kind of touching it.
Of course. Anything else we can help you with? Any questions we can answer for you?
Well, I have seen an interesting ship recently flying under a strange flag. It got damaged pretty decently in the storms that were happening down south. You didn't happen to see anyone rolling in, maybe needing some repairs and such. They had was it a black and white flag? Maybe?
Mhm.
Black
Yeah.
and white flag with a strange creature on it?
Oh, no, nobody like that coming here for repairs. Sounds a bit familiar though. You might want to ask Solorfin over the dock manager. He might have a better idea of who might have been here recently, but nobody who came in for repairs.
Alright. Well, I'll head on over there then. I'm just gonna look over at Cole and just be like, with my back turned, if they can't see my hand, just to be like, you good? We can also do secret sides, okay? Two can play that game.
Cultist signs right back to Cole. Cultist signs right back. Yeah, we can't afford this. Let's leave.
God. Yep, and so we're just gonna give them a nice warm goodbye, looking like we are totally able to afford that ship, or just considering, and then on our way.
Beautiful. Hopping over to the other side of the river. To Northra and Hrolf. So you were headed to the raid leaders hall.
Yes.
Beautiful. All right. So first thing I need from you is an investigation check, just to see like what you're able to find in the area surrounding it. Are you able to get to like that specific part of town fairly quickly?
Okay. Investigation.
Hi, Notorious.
Hey, welcome, welcome. Okay, a 3. Okay, so it does take you a while. You end up getting a little bit waylaid in like just with having to take the ferry across the river and having to go through the shopping district part of town. It takes you like about 2 hours before you find out even where the raid leaders hall is. You find decently built wooden building. There's some rickety steps that go up the back wall of it's kind of one of the taller buildings in town. There's a black painted door that somebody was able to kind of direct you to. So you were eventually able to find out between like just looking around, listening to conversations and things you heard from Ada at the meat hall last night, that black door is where you need to provide the password.
Right. I'll go up and give a knock.
Okay. You hear a muffled voice from the other side go, "Password?"
I'm gonna say, why do I forget the name right now? God damn it. Okay. I'm here on official business.
the door opens a crack,
Holding out
and you see a very burly-looking human guy peeking out at you.
I'm holding up the flag.
Okay. Make a persuasion check with advantage. Sorry, I have to double check something. The guard looks at you and he says, "Sorry, can't let you in without the password." Um, make either investigation or insight check though.
Rolf, maybe you should be here.
Sorry, say that again.
Rolf should be here helping me.
Rolf is kind of like standing a couple steps back from you. He looks at the guard and he's like, "Hey, don't know if you know of me. My name is Rolf. I'm the hero of 300 raids. We are on official business for the Volve, and I'm sure you understand that we do need to ask some people some very important Volve-related business questions. We, of course, wouldn't want to inconvenience you." And he slips over 5 gold to the guard.
Good, because I didn't have any.
So make one more persuasion check with advantage.
Cool.
So Rolf looks at you, tries to wink, but he just kind of blinks his one remaining eye at you. And the guard says, "Very well then, right this way." And he opens the door for you. And the sounds of the crowd on the street fade away. So, you're taken inside kind of a darkish hallway. There's not a lot of windows or natural lighting here. It's mostly lit by torches set in sconces all down the hallway. And at the end of the hall, you see a door. And then under the crack in the door, you see different colored smoke floating through the gap. Kind of reminds you like a smoking bar kind of thing. But it gives the whole tunnel this hazy, surreal kind of feeling to it. Do you go through the door? Am I still connected?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just making sure. Can I hear Northra say something?
Yeah.
Okay, it's coming in really faint, so you might need to like hold your microphone a little closer. Alright, so you going in?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So the door creaks open, and then conversation just stops when when you get in. There's kind of an awkward moment where people are just kind of like looking at you like, oh, who is this person? And soon enough the conversations resume. They kind of ignore you. You see 8 round tables kind of scattered across this room. Though the tables seem to be made of what was once raider shields, but they've been like varnished and polished to shine. You see a brazier with colored smoke sitting at each table. There's lots of folks that just look very keen-eyed, very just alert. There's one empty table and another table that just has one person sitting at it. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Keep forgetting to change that. So, 15.
Yeah. Okay, so you do see so yeah, there's the empty table. You see one table that has a half-elf gentleman who looks kind of like getting on in years in half-elf terms. You see another table where some folks seem to be making purchases from a tall blonde woman. She has a kind of elongated jaw with oversized teeth that kind of makes you think like she has some kind of orc ancestry. Her face is very heavily tattooed with like blue lines and cross hatches all over. And you see another table that seems to be just some raiders sharing stories about like a recent raid that they went on.
I'm gonna look at Rolf and say, so any idea where we're starting?
Well, I'm not sure what any of these captains look like, but looks like it's probably time for us to start making friends.
Sounds good to
Where
me.
shall we sit?
I'm going to go sit with the person that's alone.
Okay. Yeah, so the half elf, he's just kind of sipping on some mead. As you sit down, a young lady doesn't say anything, but she approaches and offers you each a pitcher of mead to like pour into your mead horns, and holds out her hand for a couple coins, which Hrolf covers. The half elf at the table doesn't say anything to you.
I'm going to, after getting my drink, I'm going to kind of hold it there. I'm not drinking. Not after what happened last time. And, I want to look at the half-elf and say, oh, you seem, like the quiet type at least.
Well, what's there to talk about?
I'm, looking to talk to a few captains. I don't really know what they look like, though, so I thought someone sitting here might know.
Well, I know a few of the captains that come through here. Zephy, he's a tall human fella, kind of bald on top and massive beard with braids. Lurks, don't know if you met Lurks. She's a gnome with kind of short blonde hair, and some kid, I don't know his name. He's somebody from Naddle clan, I think. I don't know. Big, tall, loud. You would probably hear him before you see him.
Any of them here today?
Not in here that I can see. What do you need from them?
On official business at the moment. Just looking to ask a few questions. That's all.
the main thing I'm not sure how much they'll be able to help you. I hear Lurks is looking to retire, give up the raiding life so that she can be with some lover that she met fairly recently.
Interesting. I'm gonna write that down. Mostly because I'm going to forget it as a player, but my character won't. I'll need a reminder of that later.
You might also want to ask Allwell over at that table, and he points to the woman with like some orcish features. She's a dealer, trades all sorts of goods, rare items, information of sorts if you can get it. She's probably know a bit more than I would.
Well, thank you. Before I go, you mind telling me your story?
Not much to tell. Just raids here and there. But I'm getting on in years and can't hold a sword the way I used to. But visited a few places. I kind of liked the place where the Orn all live. That Falagur place. Lovely island.
I haven't been. Would you be able to help a crew starting up?
No, thank you. But maybe someone else can help you with that. But hey, if you ever do visit the Orn, tell them Rufus says hello. And he just kind of gets up, finishes off his mead, and he says, "Skål."
As he says that, I'll give a nod. Head over to the other table. He pointed me towards that dealer.
Yeah, so Allwell is the tall blonde woman with the orc teeth. She's like, "Yes, can I help you?"
I heard you're good for getting information.
For the right price. I have information about people who might be wanted. I have items of varying degrees of rarity. I have a lovely map that I acquired from some deranged tiefling down in town. What interests you today?
Would I be able to see that map for a second? I think I might know the owner. Now you say you got it from.
Certainly. It's mostly a map of like the eastern regions. There's a couple points marked on it. But I believe her name was Egil, something like that. I can't entirely remember. She shows.
I would definitely know her.
She does show you a map. Pretty much matches exactly the description she gave you.
Alright. Is there anywhere that seems significant for what we're doing?
Make an investigation check.
Well, low when you can't find it. Ooh, 18.
Yeah, you see a couple locations on here. Most of it is like major settlements. Like where major clans have their biggest outposts and strongholds. You see a couple that look a bit unexpected. There's one island, looks like a few days north of nowhere by sea, that has the word war written by it, WHAR, like the war clan. And then you see another couple points that don't have labels. They just have little stars drawn on them, but they're not close to any settlements that you know of. I'd be willing to
much is
part
this
with this
map?
map for 75 gold, of course.
I'll look at her off. I definitely don't have that money.
Talk her down.
How about a deal? I'm also looking for some information. We have a certain amount. I'm thinking a little bit of information on some of the captains that are here at the moment. There's a few captains on the island. I'm looking for some dirt on them. Could I get a deal?
How about this? I can give you information and this map if you do a favor for me. There's a group of tents on the north side of town. The people who come in from the outer settlements and farms coming flooding into the city. There's a halfling there, Toki. If you can get her gone, just out of nowhere, I'd just dispose of that nuisance. I'd be happy to share both the map and everything I know about the captains.
Okay. I'll handle that then. I'll be back in a little bit. And with that, I'll give her a nod and look at her all as I start out.
Beautiful. And you head back onto the streets of the town. So we're gonna cut away from that. Keep trying to like switch up the music at least a little bit. Like there's only so many like mellow townspeople songs that I have. So let's see.
Well, I'm probably heading into a bar, so you could come up with a jig or something.
Yeah, this one's a little more upbeat. And we're probably back to crowd sounds. Let me bring that back. Okay. So you mainly wanted to go to wherever it was like populated, lots of people, just gathering information in general on the captains.
Specifically focusing on Captain Sephi, and I can't remember the name of the Naddle captain. Had. I want to find out about this kid Had.
Perfect. Yeah, go ahead and make a survival check just to see how easily you navigate this town.
This would be fun. Oh, I made it at advantage. I'm sorry.
That's fine. So 7.
Sure.
Let me see how Siobhan does.
Or should I roll again just as a single?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, anytime it's like, whoops, I rolled twice, I always take like the first one.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So Siobhan rolled a 14.
That's my girl.
So, yeah.
She's got that awesome chair.
She's kind of meandering. She's got her wicker chair scuttling around, weaving back and forth, like looking at different shops and vendors and places to like buy snacks. She tries to talk you into getting her some of the things they're selling at a stand, which seems to be just like little bread rolls with honey drizzled over them.
How much are they?
Just 3 copper.
Oh, okay. I forget. How many copper pieces are in a gold piece?
100.
100? Oh, okay. Well then, easily, yes, we can do that. I'll get her one.
Ever so please.
I bet she is. And you said it was 3 copper? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, they're great. Oh, this is delicious. Oh, it's been ages since I had something like that.
Well, I'm glad you enjoy
So
it.
Her wandering leads you to a very large building. It appears to be the Great Hall of this town. So the Great Hall is kind of like a community center. It has a place of worship. There's the prison and execution grounds, so kind of the darker stuff, but also like community in terms of like place where people gather and socialize and trade gossip.
Okay, where's that?
You see, you've pretty much wandered into it. On the map, it is this ping the building.
Ah,
Yeah, that building
okay.
right there. I'll add the label to it.
Yeah.
Just so we can see. There we go. So it's a very thick, like building with very thick logs. Looks many generations old. Very simple structure, but just very large. The walls kind of surround a kind of compound, but the gate's wide open. You're easily able to see a foyer leading to like a main hall, and then what looks to be a very clean shrine with a couple of priests attending to it. The prison area seems to have guards, and there's an area where some either raiders or some type of city guards seem to be sparring practice.
Okay. Is the shrine to anybody in particular?
Make a religion check.
Oops, I did that. I double clicked.
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, 12 is good enough. So this looks like a general, like, multi-purpose shrine. So you see, it kind of makes sense because nowhere is a town for a lot of Varang outcasts, outsiders. So this shrine has like little niches along the wall with offerings for pretty much every god in the stone court or any god you might want to ask about. So there's no single area of the shrine that takes like preeminence above the others. You do see the two priests there. There's a human woman with deep brown skin and a scar across her face that kind of splits her lips a little bit. And you also see a tall folk priest with her hair in one long braid.
First, I'd look at Siobhan and ask her, do you have anybody you worship back home?
Not particularly. I know my mom always made some kind of offering for planting season, but not anybody I really connected to. Or is it? Can you tell me about what you have here? And she kind of like looks over at the shrines, like she wants a closer look.
Sure. Yeah, come on over. I'll tell you what I know, and maybe we can, if there's any gaps in the knowledge, we can ask the priests here, and they can fill me in. I can at least tell you about one of them.
Oh, which one's that?
I can tell you about Paltar. Paltar is the god of the people who I've been living with. I kind of adopted them. The Orn, maybe they adopted me. I'm not really sure. But the Orn, and he is the god of hope. I've got a very special kind of connection with him, and I kind of pull out the little effigy that I have. And his people are all about creating beautiful things and wonderful craftsmanship.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Who's the tall one with the eye patch there? She has some kind of like, is that owl?
Close, Alden. That is kind of like, I don't know, leader, all-mother, maybe whoever you want to, whatever you may want to call her. She's kind of the reason this world exists. At least according to the stories, she basically kind of stole the magic of this one god who betrayed her and used it to create both the path to this world and kind of almost this world at the same time. so she's pretty powerful.
That's wild. That's
Isn't it? I'm not sure exactly how much of that I actually believe, but you know, it's pretty fantastical nonetheless.
Um, she's just kind of like, her eyes are wandering, and her eyes kind of settle on one that the offerings seem to be a skull with the blue candle burning within it. She's like, ooh, what's that one for?
Who is that one?
Make a religion check.
Oh, good. Okay, another religion check. Ooh, that's real good. I have no fucking clue. And in that case, I would look and go, that seems like an appropriate question for one of our priesty friends over here.
Which one do you approach? Do you approach the human or the tall folk?
I'd probably go to the tall folk. Tall folk's not really somebody she's probably seen, or seen Siobhan. She wanted adventure, so we'll break her in a little, a little gently.
Yes. Welcome to the shrine. Which one did you have questions about? This one here?
Yeah, she's not from around here, and so I was trying to teach her teach her a little, but I have to admit, my knowledge is a little lacking in certain areas.
That's very understandable, especially in this case. This is a shrine to Hel, Lady of the Underworld.
Are there any drawings or depictions of hell around there?
Not that you can see. You mostly, but also like most of the rest aren't like fully illustrated. You mostly see like symbology, offerings, thematically appropriate like accoutrement. But her table seems to have like just like, you know, creepy blue candles, the skull. You see a couple of like animal bones. You see like some like bowls of like earth and clay. But the priest seems to like not have a lot to say about it. She's like, certainly is a bit off-putting to many, though we of course honor her as she is due the respect that she is owed.
Question, just because of what was said earlier. Question for the priest. Did the legend say anything about what hell actually kind of looks like?
From my understanding, she looks mostly human, like the rest of the Vanir and the Stone Court. However, she is often depicted in half-skeletal form. Half of her body, a skull, bones.
That's kind of what I was thinking. She... Now this may sound a little funny. She doesn't happen to travel by ship very often. Or is that mostly just part of the Ragnarok stuff?
I feel like it rings a bell, but it has been a while since I studied readings related to hell. I'm more familiar with Luta. A great warrior she once was, for sure.
Yes. Were there any others you were curious about, Siobhan, or was it mostly the skull with the kind of creepy candles?
Nah, that was real cool. I mean, they're all real interested. I'm sure I'll learn more about all of them sooner or later. I don't know. Should I like, do I have to like make an offering or like say a prayer to somebody, or do I have to like pick one to worship, or like?
No. Thankfully,
I don't wanna,
Grimnir's...
like, offend any gods or nothing.
Thankfully, Grimnir's a little, pretty relaxed about these things. I think there are some people that are a bit more uptight. I mean, kind of leaning off to the side. Maybe the priests are a little uptight about that and not wanting to talk about hell and all that. But, if there's one that interests you, learn about them, talk to them. But if something doesn't particularly draw you, I don't see any reason why you should have to force yourself.
I'll think about it.
Yeah, you think about it. It's always
Maybe I could
just
join a death cult.
Well, as long as you don't start sailing around on a ship made of toenails, I think we'll be fine.
She just kind of giggles at that. Are you staying in the shrine? Anything else you want to do there, or are you wanting to leave?
Probably go in the Great Hall. Is there an actual mead hall in the Great Hall, where people would be chatting and hanging out or whatever, or is it just kind of more like a city hall?
Yeah, so not so much like a tavern area. You see a good number of people in the sparring area, where a lot of them are just on the edges, gossiping more than they're actually sparring.
Okay.
That seems to be a pretty promising spot. There's also a few stalls with shop vendors that are kind of calling out to each other and updating each other on news.
Gotcha. Siobhan, what do you think we go about this sparring area and see if we can't dig up any dirt on these captains we're supposed to learn about?
Yeah, fun to see people fight.
As long as it's not me and I'm not getting hurt.
In the sparring area, you see in the center a dwarven woman with long braided silver hair and beard, who has just finished knocking over a tall human wielding a guard's baton, just knocking him to the ground in front of the building. And she's like, hold on, what accent did I pick for this one? Oh yeah. She's looking at the guy she just knocked down. She's like, you gotta anticipate the attack, man. You gotta notice me. Alright, let's get you back up. Come on. And then she turns over to you two. She's like, what in all the stone core do you gawkers want? We're training, can't you see that?
Indeed. Thought I'd just see what's going on. It's my first time in nowhere.
Well, if you're trying to find out more about the city, you came to the right place. My name's Beowil. I'm the Linyal of this town.
Oh, Beowil, yes. I've heard about you a little bit. Very cool. I don't know why I said cool. That's not very Grimnir. But
that's fine. And didn't I hear some rumors about some folks who investigated a tower and got their ship sank by some old abandoned clan?
Indeed, that was we were definitely part of that group, and you can check out her chair. That was one of the spoils we got from there. Take a look at that.
Oh.
Not how I described our story. It was way more glorious than that.
Of course it was.
Well, she's looking over the chair going, very impressive.
It's pretty neat. It just wandered right up to her and made itself a chair like it was waiting for her. So, you are the Linyarl around here. We're kind of in the market looking for a way to get a ship. You heard about our little bit of misfortune. We're hunting for a crew, looking for a ship, trying to actually finish our mission for the Volve, Any hints on where we should be looking?
Well, I'm sure you probably heard there's a few people in the market for ship. Might be willing to sell, trade, gamble it. Folks in town that have ships. I know Sephi has a ship around here. Lurk's good friend of mine. She might be willing to part with hers. And Had is another one.
Yeah, so we've heard about Had and a couple of the others. So, now this Sephi person, not many people seem to know much about him. Who is this person? Tell me about him.
Oh, well, Sephi's a good man. One of the most feared captains on the Serpent Sea. I cannot pin down an accent for this woman. It is just all over the place here. Just ignore
It's
it.
alright. I'm
Uh,
kind of liking the gruff American accent. It's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, absolutely feared, very experienced. Definitely wouldn't mind sharing a drink or a tale with him.
Now, is he someone who'd be looking to, I don't know, take a chance on gambling away his boat, or is he not the type for something like that?
It'd be tough. It'd be real tough. You know, Lurks, I know she might be thinking of retiring, but yeah, I'm not sure. Those are the ones I know best.
Fair. Now, this Had fellow, what do you know about him? I've heard he might be pretty easy to goad into something.
She looks a little bit awkward. Like she's trying not to say something mean. Make a persuasion check.
Alright. Can Siobhan help me and just say, yeah, we heard he's a little shit or something like that?
Sure.
Oh, well. I mean, we've heard he's you know what she said. We've heard he's a bit of a little shit. So.
He has the manners of a cod. I arrested him once, like drunkenness, but that's not uncommon, not a problem.
Fair,
I
happens.
could tell he didn't like that I was a dwarf. I mean his clan, the Naddle, like they're Linyal.
Yeah.
I know him. A fella by the name of Hror.
Uh-huh.
He's also a dwarf, and it's just clear to me that Had fellow just hates anyone what's not human. Like, part of why he left, I think, not just to like avenge his brother, but because he didn't think that a dwarf should lead a raiding clan.
Really? So you're saying not only is he a shit, but he's a racist shit?
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness gracious. I've also heard rumors about the death of his brother. I've heard this rumor that it may or may not have been him who done it, because he wanted to be the captain of a ship himself. What do you think about that? Does he seem the type?
He seems like the type to let other people do the dirty work for him and to take advantage of a frosted situation.
I see.
He's not exactly the cold-blooded murder type, but certainly a clod.
Ah, okay. Not one to get his hands dirty
Dritzek you'd
himself.
ever run into.
Say that again?
Nah. Worst Dritzek I've ever run into in the past year, at least.
Yeah, I've heard he's a bit of a loud running around the place. But we were kind of thinking we might run across somebody who we might be able to, convince him to join us in a bit of a drinking game. See who would win.
Well, I wish you the best of luck with that. They'll certainly be entertaining, and if you happen to put that Had fellow in his place, certainly wouldn't put you in a poor light in my eyes. We'll just say that.
That is good to know. Thank you very much. If you happen to, just keep your ear out, and if you listen well enough, you might be able to make it to the tavern in time for the showdown. See what happens. If nothing else, I kind of would like to drink him under the table just for the fun of it.
She stares wistfully into the distance at the thought of that.
Oh, that sounds great. Anything else going on for this, what was it, the Serpent Festival of Serpents? I beg pardon. I'm terrible.
Yeah, no, Feast of Serpents.
Feast of Serpents.
It's big event, especially important, gotta make our offerings to make sure that we have a good planting season. Not as much like lumber and trees, we're especially short of, like the farms aren't doing as well. tough time for sure. That's the main issue we're running into.
Well, what with this much winter and all, it's not really all that shocking. Has the rune thrower had anything to say about, when the winters might end? Or do you tend to consult him much?
He's a vague one. Also not always bringing the best news. But he's does what he can, helps where he can.
What news has he brought that's not been very good? Anything specific?
Well, the last time I really made sure I listened to Kinnigan was a few years back. Warned me about an ironheart tree that someone had planted. He said it was bad. It would bring misfortune to leave it planted. So of course I had the thing torn out, and it's hard to say whether really had an impact, but we haven't had any particular witch-related problems, so I'm not complaining about the results.
That's good. Did you hear about how that tree came to be in the first place?
No, just saw it planted one day.
Okay, interesting. Did he say specifically what type of misfortune would come about? Just curious. I don't know much about the ironwood.
Well, it's the ironwood witches, you see. Not all evil in this land came from the Lost Lands or from Lokmir's treachery. Some foulness just comes from the land itself. I hear that the Ironwood witches predate the Witch King himself. Many speculate that the witches themselves were once fey creatures who strayed from their natural ways. Who knows where they really come from, but I've heard them called many things. The Red Women, the Face Takers, the Huntresses. A lot of the stories are complete and utter nonsense, of course. People will blame them for anything from bad crops to a relationship going bad, but every once in a while, some kind of... You never know what should be blamed on them or not. A child disappears into the woods and returns with no memory of their absence, or vile beasts that seem to appear.
Interesting.
So when
And
I
that
heard
could all
the tree
come-
sprouted up, and
That could all come from one tree.
I'm not taking my chances with them.
Okay, fair. All right. Well, thank you very much for all that information. I really appreciate it. You don't happen to know where the Keckle crew has kind of been staying, just so I could maybe go check them out? Or not Keckle, Naddle. We're the Naddle crew.
No.
Sorry. We came from Keckle.
Yeah. They're probably down at the meat hall. The Eye of the Storm, most likely.
Fair. All right. Well, thank you
And
very
they'll
much.
most likely be at all the festival activities as well.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate all the information. Best of luck with the harvest this year.
We are going to take a quick break.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry for it being so late. No, it's fine. So we'll pause there. We'll come back in about 8 minutes, and we will continue and see what else happens during this Feast of Serpents. Don't go anywhere. See y'all in a few. welcome back. Let's go ahead and continue with our adventure, Ink of Fate, and see what happens in Nowhere. Let's get some noises back. We're in a crazy town. Things are happening. All right, so you all have had a chance to explore at least a few different parts of the town. Information gathering, definitely some juicy gossip from a few folks in town. Some possible leads on getting more information. Let's loop around back to Cull and Hap. So you two finished chatting with Paran Laran and his husband Garsh at the shipyard, the shipbuilder's yard. And you're headed to the docks next?
That's right.
Beautiful. I'm gonna move you down there. Just so I can keep track on the map, because the map is okay, so you do get a nice close look at the longships that you were eyeing from a distance earlier. These longships are fastened very tightly to keep them from slipping downriver. You see a thin, rather short elf just kind of barking at a mixed assembly of humans, elves, gnomes, and half-orcs that are working along the waterfront and in and over around the docks. So it's not exactly a bustling port, not like you would see back in Tun Arg with the Lutons, but it seems to keep the workers here busy enough. The short elf who seems to be ordering everybody around is also missing an arm.
All right. And so, looking at the ships at the dock, we have the 3 ships that we've talked about, the Raven one, the Vipers, and the Goat. I'm just gonna call it the Goat.
The Grey,
The Grey. Well, the Grey Goat.
Ship of Vipers, the Raven ship, and the Grey, which has, you see that it's actually like a one-eyed goat. Like one side there's a crazy-looking eye, and the other side there's like just kind of a slit where there was an eye.
Well, all right then. Any other ships that stand out?
There's mostly a couple of fairings, the smaller raft-type boats, but nothing bigger than the ones you're looking at.
And how closely guarded are they?
There's definitely lots of people around. Not only are there people like here, but it's also on a part of the river that extends out so that, you know, pretty much anybody on either bank of the river would be able to see if you like sailed off in one of these.
Well, I'm just saying, from my knowledge of raiders, if they had a successful raid and they have loot, would they keep it on their ship until they're ready to do something with it?
It's possible. No guarantees.
So how closely are they guarded?
Oh my god.
On the ship.
Make a perception check.
I mean, I can still benefit even if I can't take it down the river. Alright, perception. What? Oh.
Can I help?
Sure.
Okay.
Yay! Come on. Ow. Well, it's better.
Yeah. You see that all 3 of the ships have at least one person on them at all times. Like, you kind of sit there for a bit and looks like they're like on the clock. You even get a little faint hint of conversation from the Gray, which of course you've been eyeing in particular. Um, the two crewmates who are guarding that one, you hear one say to the other, like, "Look, I didn't really want to, put in all these extra hours, but like, I owe Sephi money, so like, gotta. I figured this was a. He said this was a way I could pay it off, so you gotta do what you gotta do."
Well then, I guess having noted that, it's time to find the dock master. Which
Yep, it's definitely the short elf with one arm.
the short elf with one arm. Does he look like a cheery fellow?
No. He looks very uptight. Just a rigid sort of fellow.
Alright, how to approach? I don't got a lot of competency I can bang around on here. It's a little bit busier than the shipbuilders area. Oh, any ideas? Half is just staring.
Cole, bless him. He's like, can you just ask?
Yes, but how? How is the very important part here. You were so successful at the other one. Well, I guess being straight to the point is probably the best way to deal with this one.
Okay.
So Hap is gonna just kind of walk over very confidently to the elf, and I have to remember this person's name because I'm about to call him Sephi for a second. Solorfin. All right, so I am just gonna walk very confidently, like I'm not lost in a city I've never been in, up to the elf and be like, "Good day, are you Solorfin?"
I am, and who might you be?
I am Hap, this is Cole. We have just come into town after doing some work down south, and had a couple of questions. I was told you might be the person I needed to see.
Yes, well, I suppose I can answer some questions, though things are quite busy around here, and some people just can't seem to keep things in order.
Yes. So while we were doing our job down south, we actually ran into a strange crew on a strange boat with an even stranger flag. And they were heading up this way last time we saw them. And with you being the master of this dock, I imagine you've heard a lot about boats in the area, boats and crew. Have you heard of a ship that runs a black and white flag with a strange creature on it?
Ah, yes, you mean the ship from that, what was it called, the War Clan? Yes, I believe they were here, they departed a little over a week ago, I suppose it was, maybe 2 weeks perhaps, don't quite remember, I'd have to check my records, but the captain was a fellow called Gully. He's brother to the Lin Jarl of that clan, I believe. Sold us some wheat, I recall, to barter for more weapons. I believe he said something about coming from an outpost nearby, though I'm not entirely sure where that outpost would be.
Oh, well, that's strange. For a clan that I wasn't even sure was around anymore to now have a Jarl. Have they been doing a lot of business in the area?
This was the first I had heard of them. Certainly an uncouth bunch.
Okay, really quick though, that out of character here, the wheat is standing out to me. Would my knowledge of just like how bad this winter has been, is that strange that they had wheat to trade?
Roll a nature check.
Okay.
Yep. It's probably at least a little bit weird that they had a surplus, especially with like, you've known at least a couple settlements that are like borderline starving with the long winter. So the fact that they would have like excess probably means they're doing pretty well. That they have like multiple outposts and multiple settlements. So definitely bigger than some like one or two outpost clan, like some of the minor like Varang are.
Interesting. Well, if you saw them about, I'm assuming 1 to 2 weeks ago with the time we've traveled would have been if they departed here. They departed here before running into us with the travel time. That's what I'm guessing. Okay. So I'm gonna look at Gully and just be
Solorfin.
well. Huh? So I'm gonna talk oh yeah. I'm thinking about Gully now in my head. Yes. I'm gonna look at this rigid little uptight elf here. Who am I taller than? Yeah, probably not. Probably not that short.
Solorfin is taller than you, but shorter than Cull.
Yeah, well everyone's shorter than Cole except for the tall folk. Look at him. He's so tall.
Stand straight.
So I'm gonna look at this, look up at this elf, and just did you happen to hear where they were going?
Oh, I'm not entirely sure. Probably back to their outpost. They didn't share any specifics with me.
All right. Well, I actually have some business with that captain. Do you think they'll be returning anytime soon? Do they indicate they might come back this way?
Oh, I doubt it. They seemed like they were on a mission. They didn't want to stay for long.
Interesting. Well, do you know if they interacted with any of the other crews or anyone else that's currently here? I know we got a couple other captains docking here.
Yes, we do have a few other captains in town with some of these lovely ships here. Which captains specifically? I can't tell you everything about their relationships with other raid leaders of sorts, but I can probably tell you something about some of them.
Well, did any of them happen to be on friendly or otherwise relations with that war clan ship that passed by?
Not that I know of. They seemed very keeping to themselves mostly.
Oh, that's a shame. I would have liked to learn more. These are nice looking ships, I'm going to say very offhandedly here. They are very nice looking ships. Though I'm wondering if that gray is taking care of it well. Just kind of indicating to the figurehead.
Oh no, he intentionally designed that with the one eye. That was entirely purposeful. I don't know the purpose of it, but it seems to be part of the design.
I wonder why. Is that what the Jarl, or not, the captain happens to look like?
Not entirely, though he is certainly getting gray, getting along there.
Oh, that's right on the nose. I have heard that the captain of that Viper ship over there recently had a successful, I guess it would be a raid, right? Like what they did to that outpost. Is that considered like a raid?
Yeah.
Okay. I heard they recently had a successful raid.
Yes, I believe they took an outpost not too far north of here. heard some of the crew bragging about it, but hadn't heard much more than that.
Would an outpost around here be... I'm surprised an outpost around here would be a target of a raid. You guys seem rather peaceful folk in the area. Be a shame to disturb the peace, considering all of them are like here.
Some folks are trying to start their own clans, advance their way into getting a seat at Drift Hall or something wild like that.
Yeah, that's true, that's true. Isn't that other ship over there, isn't their captain new? The Raven, or...
The Raven ship, yes. Yes, Captain Had, yes? Yes, Had. Well, I can't seem to find it in myself to respect Captain Had any longer. He, ever since we had our falling out over his unpaid dock fees, he's, and you want to know something else about him? And he just looks ready to dish.
No. Yes. Happy's like trying to be like, yes, we're best friends here. Come on, good relations. Tell me everything. I'm totally worthy.
Like, he's just straight faced. He's like, yes.
Yeah, he's like looking at Cull, and he's like, I think he dislikes several members of his own crew. He assigns them unpleasant tasks on purpose. I think he dislikes Varang in general, prefers those who are born in a more respected raiding clan.
Just because you're born in a respected raiding clan doesn't always mean that you'll be a good crew member. It's not going to foster a lot of crew morality there.
Cull just goes, it sounds like he would very easily gamble his ship away.
Oh, I would love to see such a thing. I'm not going to lie.
Did you ever get your dock fees from that one?
You know, I didn't. I feel like someone has to put that lad in his place, I would say.
Cull just like stares, just says, keep your eye out.
Well, does he have anything good about him? Is he at least a good fighter? A good drinker? Something to be worthy of his captain title?
Well, he's loud. Wait, that's not his voice. He's loud, I'll certainly give him that. But as far as actual merit, he doesn't strike me as one who's overly burdened with any particular skill of sorts.
Interesting.
Sounds like a nepo.
I feel like you gotta be good at something to be a captain. And this one's good at nothing. Except for being loud, of course. Well, where would such a terrible master be whiling away his days? Is it with the drink or with the women?
Oh, either in the mead hall or in the prison, drinking off the hangover from the mead hall. I keep switching into like the almost like Rolf voice. The mead hole.
Just imagine a stick up your butt.
Yeah. It's like uptight.
Well,
I can be in character.
If he ever spills out that dock fee, I'll be sure it gets delivered to you. Rather than to a drink.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Not everyone respects the profession, but one does what one wants to.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of give him like a friendly pat on the arm, depending on how high that shoulder is, and just be like, yes, we're all good friends here. We're all good friends. Well, that kind of feeling.
Yes, camaraderie, of course.
Yes, camaraderie. All of that. Well, best be getting back to my crew. We were just enjoying our stroll around town. Thank you, good sir.
Of course.
Pleasure. And then Half's just gonna strode off I don't know what direction, just whatever direction feels right. just kind of strut off and just be like, ah, yes, I definitely know what I need to be doing. I have purpose. Maybe towards the south, actually.
It's
Go
the
towards
meat
the south.
hall.
I mean, I could go to the meat hall, or I could go find that sapling that I heard was in the south.
I thought it got cut down.
Well, it may have, but it depends if they got the roots.
All right.
Just
So
curious.
let's cut over to Northra. Because you end up a little ways outside of town. I believe you wanted to investigate the favor
Yep.
for the dealer.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and make either a survival check or investigation check. Promise I'll bring the sounds back. Give me a sec. Just a little bit windy. And let's see, is this
Shit,
the
God
music
damn it.
I want? Let's do this one. Nope, not that one. Sorry. Like sometimes I don't remember what a track sounds like until I start playing it. I'm like, oh no, that's the wrong track.
I got a 4.
10. Okay. So you are having a really hard time finding any information about this Toki person you're supposed to be looking for, this halfling.
Like my luck.
So I'm going to let you pick. You can just pick a spot on the map where you want to check, just entirely at random, where you want to try to get more information about this. This is gonna like add some time onto to your investigations.
Where I told or what I was given a direction at least, like so. I know close out some tents somewhere.
Yes, you were told about tents.
Did I see any tents while going through town at all?
Not in the main part of town. I believe you were also told like the north side. So, actually, Hrolf can help you with this. Go ahead and re-roll that survival check as if you were doing an advantage.
Okay, that works.
Mm-hmm. 15. Beautiful. So the tents are right up here. So you managed to ask around. Hrolf kind of, for a moment, his eyes glaze over a little bit, and he's like, "I don't know. I feel like we need to like cross the river, get to the north end of town." Um, and he just kind of like hustles you along. Let me move the two of you up to that part of the map so I can keep keeping track of people. So you are up there now. So you find an entire like small neighborhood of just multicolored canvas tents sitting at this northwest edge of town. There's a number of fire pits with some skewered rabbits or birds cooking. There's a few dozen people milling about the fires. They seem to be mostly half orcs, dragonborn, and tieflings, sort of forming the bulk of this community here. Um, and you do, with Hrolf's help, you see a halfling um, poking her head. she's kind of pacing in front of one of the tents, and she's going, "That salt-crusted dwarf! Don't cut the precious trees! Don't build homes! Don't! She's insufferable! She must..." And then she kind of trails off as she glances over her shoulder and, like, sees you. And her face kind of turns, like, this frightening shade of purple, and she just stomps off towards one of the tents.
Is that who we're looking for?
Oh, seems to fit the description.
Very much so. So, let's get a plan before we go rushing in this time.
Alright, what do you suggest?
Maybe try scaring them away from town first. If that doesn't work, we could see about getting the rest of the party to help us out.
Well, do you wanna try talking to her now, or wait for backup?
Let's try talking to her now, see if we can scare her away. And if that doesn't work, then we'll get back up. Heck, maybe some
Fair
people
enough.
even here will be able to help us. There seems to be a lot of my kin here.
For sure. Never did believe those myths that tieflings were bad luck or anything.
No, we're only
I always
the
liked
spawn
the
of the
horns.
devil. You know how it is.
He just kind of chuckles, like, "Oh, yes." Alright, I will follow your lead on this. Lead the way.
I will go after the halfling then.
She's kind of rummaging through a sack as you approach the tent. She just kind of looks up and she's like, "What do you want?"
And somebody in town that doesn't like you here. I'd like to.
You're gonna have to be a little bit more specific and narrow it down.
I would like just to give you a reason to leave.
Why would I want to do that?
I hold up my short sword. And I'll just like kind of swing it around loosely. Well, it's either you go now, or I could go get a few other people that can make it so you could never go anywhere again.
Roll an intimidation check.
Boo!
She's like, whoa, like, what'd I ever do to you?
I'm just doing this to earn a favor. That is all. I have no beef with you, but the one that hired me does. So,
Did the Linyal put you up to this? Like, what? Why you gotta go threatening around random people? You don't even know me.
what I've seen of you, I already hate you. I know that much.
Oh, excuse me, Miss High and Mighty.
I'm not high nor mighty, but I know a few people that might be able to show you the door.
Look, you're definitely high and mighty compared to me. I was born in this tent here. Born and raised in this outskirts of this town. But is the Linyal doing any favors for us who live out here? No. She just leaves us out here like we're trash. And now you want me to, like, give up the only thing I got here?
Well, it's either or you could learn what it's like to try and survive on your own in the forest with no legs and no arms, no food. I'll let you know now. It's hard.
Yeah, with that 9 intimidation still holding from earlier, she's like, yeah, come back when you're serious. Okay? I ain't leaving. Alright, I got things to do. Get away from my tent.
I'm gonna have an evil smile as I leave. Oh, you make a big mistake.
Alright, hopping on over to Odrun and Siobhan. Were you pretty much headed back to the mead hall?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were gonna go back and
Okay.
see if we could find any of the nattle around there. Try to rattle the nattle and see what shakes loose. See if I could find a captain.
Yes.
I do love a good alliteration, even more if it rhymes.
Yes. Yeah, so you actually get back to the tavern around the same time as everybody else does. You all just kind of end up um, like you all kind of notice each other as you get closer to it and manage to find your way to each other. Do you all pretty much like exchange all the information so that everybody's up to date on everything?
Rebuttal.
Check tree. What happened to the tree?
Oh yeah, we can.
Oh, yeah.
We can do the tree really quick. Sure.
Where's my tree?
Yeah, I can
Did I
wait for my
find it?
turn. They can go see the tree.
I want to see the tree. The tree.
Honestly, I'm curious about the tree too, so I want to hear.
Tree. One sec. Yep. Yeah. So Hap and I assume Cull's still with you. You do find a odd-looking tree stump. I'll even put a label on the map. Right about. Right down way over there.
Wow.
Takes you a bit of time, but yeah, with your sense of trees and knowing what stands out,
I asked
you're
a
able to
squirrel.
find it.
Don't get me wrong. I just straight up asked a squirrel for a weird tree.
Yeah, you just asked a squirrel, and it's like, yep, the weird one, the weird one right over there.
Thank you.
Yes, it's definitely a very different color from the other trees. The bark is the color of iron, um, and it looks like rain and wind have started to really erode their way through the stump.
Want to inspect the tree to see how, if there's any life in it at all still, because it's still in the ground. Like the roots are still in the ground. They didn't like salt the earth, did they?
Make either investigation or a nature check.
Okay, let's see. You would think it would be a nature check, and you're right, because they're both actually the same, because I did not invest in my intelligence. 16!
You're doing all the good rolls tonight.
Yeah.
I'm just hugging a tree, being like, are you okay, tree? Are you okay?
Yeah, so you definitely recognize that it's very much an ironheart tree.
Mm-hmm.
There are no silver leaves coming out of it. There's no like recent growth. Definitely nothing within the last like couple years. Um, so it definitely looks like it has stopped growing. Um, you just see like a couple beetles scuttling over it, but it's not like feeding any of the local like insects or wildlife or anything.
So, I imagine ironheart trees propagate like normal trees where their seeds actually come from like their branches. Like if I dug it up, there wouldn't be some hidden part of this tree under the ground that I could preserve.
Correct. This one looks very much.
Damn it. A lost cause.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be
Yeah.
a lost cause. That's such a shame for this tree. Poor tree. I know runic. You know what? Let's just spook a couple people just for funsies. With my runic knowledge here. How difficult is it to carve something into this tree?
If you have a knife, you can carve pretty much whatever you want into the side of it.
Great. I just gotta think what I'm gonna carve. I want to carve something in runic, just for funsies, just because I love chaos here. What could I write?
I have a dumb idea if you want to hear it.
I'm still thinking, so I'm open.
If you can read this, good job.
App was here.
Good. Good job, you can read.
Okay, I think I'm just gonna... shoot. I'm just gonna say I secretly wrote a rune on it, and then when to come back to what I wrote.
Okay. Yep, you can always decide later.
Paul knows. You just don't know that you know yet.
Yeah. He
Look
can't read
near
it, but he knows.
lives.
I would tell you.
Okay, so yeah, you managed to get back to the meat hall, catch up with everybody. Odrun, I was gonna give you some more like investigative stuff, but I'm just gonna say meta knowledge. There's not a lot more to gain because like it's getting to be evening time. The festival activities are picking up.
Here's a question.
So there's probably time for you all to kind of like make a game plan, and then you need to kind of like be ready to.
Here's a question though. Is Had there?
We'll get the local jail if not.
Yes. You see a thick-necked, blonde-haired captain. He's mostly like sipping at his ale. Like he's definitely pacing himself for now. But he seems to just be making like crude jokes and like just elbowing people, like punching them in the shoulder at like every opportunity.
Hap,
Yeah.
would you be willing to do something for me? I kind of want to start something with this captain, get him a little riled. All I want is for you to make it look like my mug's full. That's all I want.
That's it.
That's it. That's all I want. I just want to start the seeds of goading him.
I mean, I can tell you how ugly his ship is a little bit too loud if you would like.
Maybe, but I happen to have learned that he's a racist piece of shit. So as somebody who does not look human, per se, I'd love to just go bump into him, possibly knock his drink all over him, and call him whatever the raider equivalent of a pussy is.
Yes, I know what that is.
KJ, I don't know what that would be.
Yeah, no.
Maybe I'd just call him
somebody.
I'd call
pussy,
him a mewling
you
quim.
just gotta
How about
call
that?
him. I mean, you could do that.
We'll
but
borrow from
I
Norse
Spawn
mythology.
of a witch is always a fun one.
We'll call him. I kind of like borrowing from Marvel Norse mythology, which is extremely accurate, and we'll just call him a mewling quim and chug my drink and walk away. This is the scene that I have in my head.
I really like the Dirt Belly Ground Liquor. That's my favorite.
Okay. Actually, that's Dirt Belly Ground Liquor. I do quite like that one.
For all the ones that are stuck on the ground and don't know how to climb a good tree.
I do quite like that one. So I'll...
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have a tail for you to insult, so that's like the next best thing.
I mean, I could just call him a tailless Dirt Belly Ground Liquor.
Yeah, those are fighting words. Those are definitely fighting words.
I don't know if they're fighting words for a human, but it's definitely... Ground Liquor works.
I mean, in my experience, humans tend to be very jealous of my tail.
Do
so-
they? Okay.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at my tail. I'm gonna
It's
show off my tail with all
fabulous.
its trinkets. It's very well groomed. You
It's
know, I'm like a cat in that
gorgeous.
respect, even though I'm not gonna compare myself to a cat in game because I am a squirrel and proud of it. But
It's
yes, it's very well
gorgeous.
groomed.
It's so
My
many times I
imaginary
have
tail.
been tempted just to stroke it because it's gorgeous. But I will respect your personal space.
Yes, here's the feather I got last time.
It's
Yeah, all right.
beautiful.
Um,
But yes,
Tell
can
me
you
what
make
bada
it
bing, bada boom. Oh,
full?
I didn't need the purple component.
So I'm going to wait until he looks like he's taking a drink, and then kind of like if he's okay, gotta see where you're seeing. If he's facing like that way, I'm gonna come up behind him as he's taking a drink and wham, as I'm walking past, and just kind of hip
Shoulder
check
check
him. Yeah, or if he's sitting, like hip check him, hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
Look at him,
What
call
kind
him a
of
dirt
check would
belly
you like
ground
this to
liquor.
be?
What now?
Tailless turf
What
belly
kind of
brown
check
girl.
would you like this to be?
What kind of check would I like this to be? Oh my god. That
This could
is
be sleight of hand. This could be performance. This could be intimidation.
I support you.
couldn't be
You got
persuasion, could
this.
it? Persuading
Or
him.
athletics.
Athletics.
It could be
Ooh.
persuasion, yeah.
Oh, I can do
I
persuasion?
support you.
Sweet. Alright, just watch I fail this, but that's okay. Alright.
I mean, I gave you the insult, so I'm helping. I
And-
got you.
and
I'm
Hap
literally
is-
doing magic.
Is doing magic. Do we get advantage?
Yes.
Ah,
My
yeah.
insult was that good. Come on
It's
now.
that good. It's that
It was that
good.
good of an insult. I worked really hard at my squirrel insults.
It's a good thing we got advantage. Shit.
Okay, so describe to me what this looks like as you enact this performance.
So, I mean, so it goes approximately according to how I planned it. I'm a little less smooth than I was in my head. Just because, kind of like, butterflies. I don't normally go up and be mean to people intentionally. But this time I decided I was going to because I know I look big and scary sometimes. So I walk up behind him, I wait until he's getting a good sip, and then I just go and I check him as I'm walking past. And I turn around and I wait for him to, look at me after he's kind of cleaned himself up. And I just call him that, dirt belly ground liquor. Sip my mead, walk off.
Yeah, the drink like dribbles all down his front, and he turns around, looks at you, and goes, "Oi, you made me spill my drink.
Sounds like a you
Who do you
problem.
think you're talking to?"
I don't know. Am I supposed to?
What, you ain't never heard of Head?
Head. I've never heard of a head before.
Captain Head? Of the
Captain
Nettle?
Head. Head like
Head.
that thing that's yapping at me.
Head like you head better. Listen to me.
Yes, I have head better.
Or you're
You
gonna
can-
get your cranium caved in.
My cranium. I sincerely doubt that. You can't even get a word out
Yeah.
straight. I'm going crazy and I'm turning Australian too. Irish, I'm Irish.
See, it's the
It's
gravitational pull of the accent.
You're getting me.
I've been able to
I've
do the same
definitely-
accent at all. Don't worry.
I've definitely had
You're
better,
welcome.
that's for sure. What, you got something you want to say about it?
Could always take this outside. Make a duel out of it.
Duel? That's boring. What if we did something like a drinking game?
What you willing to wager?
What am I willing to wager?
Oh, we
Hap,
have-
don't we have some wonderful treasures that we got from that mystical tower that we just raided? I'll also
Oh,
pull
one
out.
of those. I heard about that.
I'll also pull out the really pretty box. I'm not gonna open it and show him the head, but I'll pull out the really pretty box.
Okay.
Be like, yeah, this is part of what we got. What are you willing to wager up against mystical magical treasures, little boy?
Roll a deception check with advantage.
Okay.
I was gonna say we should say like wager boats. So therefore Starbucks unleashed on the boat.
Yes.
Lie about the boat.
Lie about the boat.
Oh, you want me to lie? Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So in this case, we'll also say we've also got a bit of a boat, but you know, maybe
Finished up.
we've got a boat, and we got our treasures. What do you have?
He's looking at that treasure hungrily now. He is absolutely convinced you have something really, really enticing in that box. He wants to know what's in it. He wants it. I got a ship. Want it myself.
Is that it? You just got a ship there?
Excuse you, I won in a raid. My brother died in that raid. Most valuable possession I got.
Oh, your
Or
brother
you too
died in a
scared.
raid. Poor wee bairn.
Are you in or not?
Fine, but you get to only pick one. Do you want my treasure or do you want my ship? You get to, your ship's on the board either way, but you're just gonna have to choose.
I'll be taking that treasure off your hands. Yeah.
Alrighty then. Alright, you
Irish
have
and
yourself a
Australian are
wager.
completely different directions
I know,
from
right?
American, so I just
I know, and you're going one
Okay.
way, you're doing the Australian, and I'm doing the higher.
Australian. Head of the nettle. You should have heard me earlier. I'm like head nettle.
Head of the natal. I'm doing the head of the natal.
Yeah.
I have to sit here and say Irish to
Alright.
myself too many times.
Irish. Yeah.
Irish. Alright, so we'll be doing the treasure versus your ship. You got a second, or do you want to just go head to head?
Yeah, got my mate Greg.
Greg. Greg
go.
the Raider.
I think Hap might be your best option.
You think Cap?
Unless, what is Northra's constitution?
No, I'm horrible. I haven't
Plus
drank.
one.
I'll be out
Okay.
first round.
Okay, Hap has
You
better
guys have
constitution
seen me
than
drunk
Cull.
last night.
Oh
Alright.
yeah. I'm a performer here.
Even
Figure out
better.
The second skew.
Even better. We don't want any humans on this team. Nothing looking like a human.
I'm
Nasty
just gonna
little
look
things.
over. I'm just gonna look over at this. How does his hair look?
Coiffed.
Like really nice.
Like sculpted, well trimmed.
Like a lot of effort was put into that hair.
Yeah, for sure.
Ugh, humans don't know how to take care of their hair. Knowing that he likes his hair, I'm going to insult his hair as if his efforts were terrible. That is what I'm going for. As I pet my tail.
God,
I'm
if
like,
only
I don't know why humans don't know how to take care of their own hair.
if only there was wind.
I think
that's
Cole
making
can actually
wind
make
happen.
wind. Believe it or not.
Cole, make wind! Knock his hair
Oh.
apart!
Isn't
Can
that
you
what
do
thaumaturgy
that?
does? Doesn't thaumaturgy do that?
I think thaumaturgy can.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can make wind.
Yeah, okay. How is your hair as a tree person? Do you have hair? Or is it like me?
I do have hair. It's kind of just like a floppy kind of faux hawk almost. So
Okay, well, my hair and your hair now blowing in the wind with my tail. Just being like, why humans seem to struggle so much with their hair.
I don't know. Maybe it's something in their breeding. Maybe these people who, they're born into these clans and such, they're interbred,
Yeah, one day I guess their heads will look like the rest of their bodies when they finally lose it all. Probably for the best.
Hap
So-
Hap Hap make an intimidation check with advantage. This will determine if he does his first con save at disadvantage for being so distracted.
So, while everybody's doing this, I would like to head off to finish my quest.
16.
Yes. We might need to wait till the beginning of next session if that's all right. Let's resolve the drinking contest and kind of wrap up on that.
Or should
let
we
me move
wait
you all to the
to start the drinking contest at the beginning of next time? Because it's gonna be epic,
okay.
and I don't think 10 minutes is long enough.
That is fair.
We've already had
I'd like to
a
end on the
contest.
drinking contest if that's all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, that's fine.
Alright!
So let me move you to the drinking contest tracker.
Let's drink, motherfuckers.
Alright, as a reminder, my minor illusion does not require a verbal component. So this is so exciting! I'm over-abusing Eldritch Blast, which I still can if this goes wrong. But
Okay, did I move you all to it?
I've got it.
I'm staring at myself, and there are bubbles involved.
Are bubbles
Yes.
involved?
All right.
Ah.
So let me switch
Oh.
the vibes of the music.
Ah.
So, all right, let's get the right vibes for this. So just a quick recap on the rules. You, each drink you take adds a staggered point to you, so you will move yourself one point down the track. Once you hit the bubble, that's when you have to start making con saves to see if you get an additional staggered point. Once you pass 7 staggered points, you start making those checks at disadvantage, and that's when you risk passing out. The last person to remain conscious wins the drinking contest. So, what was the track I wanted to have for this one?
The squirrel and the tree are drinking against 2 humans.
And they're gonna win.
Yeah, we are.
Stay close by, Cole.
Yeah, stick
Had
close.
takes a seat across from you at the table with his dorky-looking buddy next to him. Stares
Greg.
you down, orders some mead, and gestures for you to take a seat.
Take a seat.
All right, so the first round, nothing really happens because nobody has to make a con save the whole first drink. So, but you take, he takes a big ol' swig from his mead horn, and everybody go ahead and move yourself one further on the track, taking your first drink. I'm gonna drink you under the table. Table? Whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, that's where I expect to find you when this is over.
All right. The second drink comes up. Hap make a con save, and then Had and Greg will also make con saves.
Okay, I'll actually hold it off.
Alright, 1 second.
And also, Had
Ooh,
will be
that's
doing
not
this
good.
at disadvantage.
I will?
Because
Or no
of
Had?
that shenanigans while we're doing it.
Oh no, that's not good. That's fine.
So
That's fine.
Okay.
13.
What?
Oh, I didn't establish what drink we were doing for this one.
Oh yeah.
Kind of have to establish. But we'll say that he picked ale, so it wasn't too big of a number. Hap definitely failed it. He managed to succeed, and his buddy managed to succeed. So Hap, give yourself one more staggered point and move yourself on to the right.
So to number 3? Actually, we were at 2. Was I supposed to go up
Yeah,
to... Or we were at 1, so I guess I'm at 3. Okay.
Yeah, you're at 3. Yep.
Alright.
All right. Yeah.
Can I
Paul.
go ahead and use thaumaturgy? I'm able to have 3 different aspects of it engaged at one point. So I'd like to have Had start hearing whispers right behind his ear, going like, "You wanted me to die."
Yeah, so the thaumaturgy comes out, and you just you see him just kind of startle a little bit. Which drink do you all pick for this round? That'll determine how high the con save is.
I don't know. I think if Cull's already pulling out the heavy stuff, I'd kind of want him to feel it sooner. What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, if he feels it sooner, it means I can get trickier sooner.
Okay. Just because it's a little blurry so that I can keep things so people can see it on the screen. Which one's the strongest?
Cool.
Mead of the Twins, but it costs 12 gold.
Oh,
Okay,
geez.
maybe not that one.
Okay, maybe not that one. What's the next one?
The one that's more affordable is the honey water mead, which is 5 silver.
Okay.
All right.
All right, let's do that.
Mead.
All right. All right. Everybody move one to the right because just taking the drink gives you another staggered point. And go ahead and Had will make his con save at disadvantage because of the thaumaturgy whispers.
Oh my god.
And he already failed it. And then Greg.
Damn.
Greg
Okay.
passes.
So I know I'm
Hap,
failing.
you fail, you get another staggered point.
So I know I'm failing, but I'm putting on a performance as if it is not affecting me at all. I am trying my best to be absolutely unbothered as I'm gonna turn. Is there anybody else watching this? Have we gotten the attention of people around us?
Yeah, you definitely started garnering some attention from the patrons. There's like people already like exchanging coins, placing bets.
Okay. So as I'm gonna like play up the crowd a little bit, I'm just gonna comment like, his ship is not even being kept in good repair. You know, I saw it today.
Cull's gonna
That's a
whisper to
waste.
somebody next to him and say, "I heard he doesn't even pay off his dock fees."
I was about to say that.
So I'm just gonna take
there
a
he is.
moment to like basically do some demoralizing here by spreading some of the rumors.
Yeah.
Here, it's like, I don't know, that ship is wasted.
Make an intimidation check with advantage since Cull is helping.
Alright, come on, dice. You were so good
By
to
the
me.
way, since you did...
This is what I was made for! I'm not made for drinking, but I'm made for the
Alright.
performance of it. That's why
For
I'm
the nat 20, I'm gonna say both Had and Greg will be making their next con save with disadvantage. Odrune, since going back to your con save, I don't know if I established this. Since you have resistance to poison, you did pass the check, so you are at the right point on your staggered points.
Okay.
So, all right, they pick the Sturtka. So everybody move yourself one to the right as the very strong potato alcohol hits your system.
Really quick, how are these drinks being brought out?
He's been like sending somebody to go fetch them from the bar. So you're able to pretty much send whoever you want to like grab it.
Are we able to go grab it?
Or to send somebody. Could we send Cull for like 2 seconds?
You can send somebody, yeah.
Or send
I'm just
Rolf.
saying if... Alright, I'm gonna double check here. Oh yeah, I gotta make the con save. So if on our turn when we send somebody... Come on. Are you kidding me? I am not good at Constitution save. So 30 feet. I have 30 feet for minor illusion. So when it's our turn to send somebody, I'm gonna have them make sure one of the cups are empty, if possible, so that I can do minor illusion when they're like 30 feet away to make it look full.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a deception check with advantage since you're all helping each other. This is going to be contested against Had's insight.
Okay. Deception.
Oh!
No ability with con! But this is what I'm made for. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be kind of doing. I'm gonna be,
Are you doing that for both of us or just you?
magicians.
both of us.
'Kay.
Screw it. I'm
Oh,
gonna be
shit.
like, yeah. Anybody wants to poison their cups, I don't give a shit, but I'm gonna make sure our cups are basically you know what? Fill them up with water. I'll color it. I'll make it look like a
There we
color,
go.
whichever. I need some hydration. You need water. It's all good.
Okay.
I love it.
All right. Yours is water. Both of them gain a staggered point. You two gain no staggered points with their horrible insight and your nat 20 deception.
Yeah.
They will both now make a con save. Had is now making all of his con saves at a disadvantage. If he fails his next one, he will pass out.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And so
a
he ordered this
failure.
round.
Can I?
Do we trade rounds?
Can I cast? Oh,
You
okay,
trade,
yeah.
so you probably picked this round. So what did you order? Was it more honey water mead?
Oh, for him?
Yeah, for them to drink this round.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with more honey water mead. Why not?
Did you roll for his buddy yet?
Looks
not
like
yet.
it. Oh, not. So never mind.
Oh, because that was the inside
No,
check.
I'm about to.
Could I use the second of my third aspect of thaumaturgy to make it look like there is like pieces of guts and eyeballs in his beer?
Oh. Basically,
Oh,
weird him
goodness.
out. Fly in a drink.
I don't know if you need to.
We're so
This is
mean.
for Greg's con save.
Poor Greg.
And he failed it anyway.
Cull wants to win.
Oh, so does Odrune.
Um,
This racist piece of shit is
alright,
going down.
He passes out and his buddy starts blinking very bleary-eyed at you all.
Wait, he actually he failed his check? Oh god, he did.
Yeah, he did, right?
He did, yeah.
Yeah, it was an 11. Yeah. No, with disadvantage, so it was a 7. So yeah, he definitely failed. All right, this Greg is looking really, really intimidated. He's going to pick the Starka again. He's going to make his con save with disadvantage.
Okay.
So
And then-
you all are just drinking regularly this time, right?
Yeah. We kind of have to if we're not the one choosing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Alright.
so go ahead and give yourself one staggered point, and then
Oh.
make your con save. Hap, make yours with disadvantage now that you're at 7. Alright, okay, so...
So
let's see.
11 for mine. Yeah,
Okay, that's a failure.
it's fine. I've done good work regardless.
Okay, that's already a failure for him. Okay, so Hap, what does it look like as you pass out?
Do you find him under the
okay.
table?
Both nearby to catch, just in case.
Yeah, I gotta make this like super casual performance. So, as I'm drinking, knowing I'm not in a good place, what's gonna happen is that I'm just gonna... The leader's down, right? Where's the leader right now?
He's already under the table where you said he'd be.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have my drink, seeing that he's under the table. I'm gonna stand on the table, do a dramatic kind of shot, jump off the table, land on his back. I'm light, so he's not that injured. And just be like, try to be as casual as I can, on the brink of passing out, because I'm great at performance here. Be like, you can take care of the rest. And then I'm just gonna plop down in a chair and just pretend I'm chilling. And I'm like, holding on to dear life. On the edge of passing out until I finally give in. You know?
Yeah.
It's basically
you
like,
definitely
I'm
pass out
fine, and
now.
then sharply declines, like, I'm holding on. For the performance.
Now, Odrun, the other raider, Greg, he failed his con save. So, what does it look like as the final raider in this competition collapses? What do you do?
I think I just kind of look around, look at the two arseholes on the ground, and just say, look back at the rest of my party and say, all right, somebody scoop up our beastborn friend over there, and let's go take a look at our new ship. We just exit.
Wait,
Yeah,
is somebody
as you
gonna dig
exit,
through the
you
pockets
see-
to get that dog
Yes,
feed?
yes. Cole tries to find the dog.
Oh, yeah.
feed.
Somebody dig through his pockets. Let's
yeah.
We're looking for a boat fee because the guy can't even pay his debts.
Yeah, you do get a handful of gold that looks like the amount that Solorphin needed from him.
And he picks up half.
And as you're exiting the mead hall, you see one of his crew members kind of pulling him to a sitting position, and he kind of sways, and he like blearily blinks at you all as you leave, and he's like, "Oi! I will fight you to the death." And he just collapses again as you make your way out, ready to investigate your new ship.
And you definitely don't notice that there is like liquid trailing out of Odrun, like kind of some coming out of Odrun's boots as they're walking because they have no stomach.
Like yes. All right. We went over just by a couple minutes, but that was what a great note to end on.
It was
That
worth it.
hilarious.
Word.
Magnificent. All right. Thank you for joining. Thanks to everybody who said hi in chat. We will continue this adventure next week and see what you do now that you actually have a means of transportation. And we will also see what Ada got up to while you all were investigating things about town.
So
And
excited.
we will
And
wrap
meanwhile,
up the
drinking.
mission with Northra as well. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a couple things to wrap up before you leave nowhere, but it's the sea is calling and it waits for you all. So we will continue this next week, and we will see y'all real soon. Bye-bye now.
Bye.